Hello, fellow YouTubers, this is Utah Moses here to give you my DVD review for the movie Antz. So the movie revolves around an ant named C living in a colony where they just basically follow the motions of just working on this giant anthole and decides to try and escape from that colony while trying to win the love of a princess who ruled that colony. Now, this is one of those films that I used to watch a lot when I was young, and this is one of the least sugar-coated films that Dreamworks released, where it treats it as a really dystopic world where all you do is eat, work, and sleep, and having no dignity or choice. Kinda want to live in that world, see what it's like. Now, as for the voice actors, you have Woody Allen as C, who's pretty funny for the most of it, and Sylvester Stallone as the muscle-bound Ant Weaver, and Danny Glover, Chris Walken, and Gene Hackman as the villainous Colonel. And you have Dan Aykroyd, who does the voice for the snooty wasp Chip, and he was the funniest by how he played out his character.
Yes, well, I'm afraid this is a private function.
Who are your friends, dear?
Crawling insects, oopsie.
Oh, the poor dears. Good morning. Huh?
Darling, really? Greeting every insect that emerges out of the grass?
Pardon?
So, a lot of the actors' voices sounded very recognizable, but still great. And, like most of these animated films, they modeled all the characters in the movie before they got the actors to do the voice, which is a strange way to go for them. Anyways, a lot of people had been ripping on Bugs Life for being a ripoff to Antz. But here's the thing. Dreamworks' Antz is based off the short animated film from 1991, whereas Pixar was planning on making a animated insect movie back in 1988. So, in a way, Antz is kind of a ripoff of Bugs Life, but even if that fact wasn't true, I still prefer Antz over Bugs Life just because the characters in Antz looks a lot more insect-like, and they don't resort to modeling this whole movie into a more human-like society. And the animation in this is incredible, even though a lot of people may not see it because of the other Dreamworks films they watch, like Shrek or Kung Fu Panda. There are a lot of exciting stuff they showed off in this, like the giant ant wrecking ball or the giant magnifying glass that was killing all the ants in that one scene.
What is it?
It's beautiful.
Which way? Get out of there!
So there's a lot of entertaining yet dark stuff that's shown in Antz, especially that ant-termite war looks so much like the movie Starship Troopers as to how they fight and what they're up against. My only one complaint about Antz is that the character of C seems so over-analytic about the world that he's living in that he's so much of a tool himself for not trying to break out of it much sooner. So overall, Antz is one of the most underrated animated films that's being released by far, and this is actually one of my favorites from, if not my favorite out of all the Dreamworks films that's being released now, since this one doesn't end on a musical cue at the end, like all the other films has ever since Shrek was released. So, out of 5, I give it 4.5 out of 5. I would strongly recommend you to watch Antz. I think you'll be entertained by this as much as any other film. So, on to the special features. We have audio commentary by both directors, production featurette basics of computer animation, Antz facial system and character design, production notes, cast list and director bios, and a trailer. So that's all for my review. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back later. Until then, this is Utah Moses, signing out.